the revocation of the student visas is very important on your view, mainly because of economic reasons, because we import IQ into the United States, and that not just that IQ, but what's happening in universities is responsible for, was it, do you say $1 trillion
Not
of
just the universities, but the research institutions that are attached
the
to them as
research
well. Yeah.
institutions? And building off of our discussion of I find AI, even in its current iteration, well, not in its current iteration, but soon to come iterations, very frightening for the prospects of academia and an academic future. And I wonder if AI might just even the playing field across the world to such an extent that it doesn't really matter if the United States has the best IQ anymore, if other countries can just use AI to replicate or improve upon that IQ.
So two aspects to the visa thing, and then we'll go into AI and IQ. The student visas are not so much a demographic issue. The volume isn't enough. I think it's more of a law and order issue. These are people who have followed the process to the letter of the law. And to eject them is to encourage people to not follow the law. And that's going to generate a lot of follow-on problems down the line, not in academia, in everything else. In terms of the infrastructure quality, intellectual infrastructure quality is obviously a bigger issue. Universities don't just hold, they have to continue to plow new fields and make new develops in whatever they happen to be. And we import a lot of talent to help us with that when it comes to science and technology, more so than, say, the social sciences. And getting the best of the world on a regular basis is amazing. The United States has always had the most draw until now. And now all of a sudden the Canadians, the Australians, the Brits are starting to siphon off a lot of that. Whether or not that will prove to hold the test of time is determined by policy and political culture in this country, but I can't say that it's going in a great direction right now. Now, as for AI and IQ, AI in its current form, the breakthroughs that it's making, in my opinion, are not eroding what people can do. So some of the AI that looks most interesting to me is basically doing molecular geometry to, say, find new drugs or new production systems. And that is some fascinating stuff. And we have stalled in the medicine space for quite some time because the amount of time that it takes to develop a new drug molecule is measured in decades now. All the easy stuff is done. And getting a computer to speed that along means that we can focus humans on the more high value added process of producing those molecules and then producing them in mass and packaging them and distributing them and figuring out uses. So from my point of view, AI is a really, really important tool in the scientific sectors right now. I don't see it forcing any jobs away. If you're not in the hard sciences, I can see the concern. If you're going into the social sciences, the ability of AI to aggregate the sum total of human knowledge and history and sociology and law in a very short period of time is really kind of terrifying. I get it. I'm in the process of working on another book, and I have been able to write more in 6 weeks than I normally could in 6 months. Now, I am in a very specialized field that is both incredibly narrow and incredibly broad. And so my bullshit detector is really good, and AI can't fool me. And I know when what it's putting together doesn't cohere. So I'm fine. But if you're more narrow and you don't know what's happening outside of your narrow field, I can see that be a real problem because you can't bring the value added to the connections outside of your field. And if you rely on AI to do it, it's just going to get better and better and better and eventually crowd into your field. Now, I'm not at the point where I would say that we're at a break point, but it's certainly changed the nature of the game. All I can encourage you to think about is think about building a house. You're going to use a hammer. You're going to use a wrench. We're just getting a better hammer and a better wrench. And I'm not seeing the speed and develop in AI that I was worried about 2 years ago. So for people who are aware and know more than one thing, AI is really handy and is not a danger. That might not be true in 5 years, but I don't think we're going to have the chips in 5 years.
This is more of a personal digression, but since you mentioned law, I'm starting law school here at Stanford in the fall, and for mingled professional and academic reasons. And I'm curious if you happen to have thought about or have any insight into what the future of law looks like, the legal profession, given
Well,
AI.
we're talking about broad spectrum economic transformations that will have massive political environment or massive impacts on the political environment. To think that law will not be shifted along with that is silly. What that's going to look like, I don't know. In the short term, paralegals, we probably need 1/10 as many. That is an industry that seems to be custom designed for AI to disrupt. Now, the 1/10 that survive, wow, they're going to be productive. But yeah, don't need as many.